Hi, welcome. Oh gosh, okay. Hi, welcome to my brand new YouTube channel. Now, I know this is labeled BookTube, and I promise it's going to be. The reason I'm tromping through the woods while I'm recording this is because I keep psyching myself out every time I sit down to try to make any kind of video, let alone an introductory video. I just completely lose it. I feel like an idiot. I sound like an idiot. So here we are. I thought maybe I would just take my phone for a walk. I have to check on my sap here and see if we've got some maple trees tapped. I want to see if we got any sap running today because it's really warm. But anyway, I promise I'm going to be talking about bookish things, books, probably some writing. I am an indie author. I have about 10 books published now, self-published. I put those out in the space of 14 years, so I'm kind of a slow writer. So I probably will be talking about my books. Eventually, I want to actually try reading some of my books in audio format on here. But in the meantime, I'm going to be talking about other books. Oh my gosh, this isn't working. Still feel like an idiot. All right. Back from a long, uncomfortable pause that I'm going to edit out. So there's this whole, looking around on YouTube and BookTube in particular, there's this whole hashtag going around of Newbie, BookTube Newbie. So I looked up the questions that went with that, but I don't have them with me. So I'm just gonna talk about my new channel and what I hope to do with it on the fly here. Here's some of my sap buckets. I don't see any sap flowing in those yet. We'll keep walking. So it seems like I don't follow a lot of booktubers yet. You guys can recommend me some good ones. But it seems like the ones I've seen are mostly reviewing either romance or YouTube, young adult, or got a little bit of moisture in there. I'm not doing too much yet. Young adult is very popular. Young adult fantasy is very popular. And they're reviewing a lot of new books. And I'm not going to be doing that. I'm going to be reviewing books that are maybe new, maybe older, but a lot of indie authors like myself, ones that don't get a lot of attention and a lot of love on here, books that I think are worth sharing, even though they're not super popular. They should be. So those are the kind of books I'm going to be talking about. I'll probably talk about some authorly things from time to time. So what I'm going to be reviewing, I hope, are books that are invisible. My invisible indie author peeps, and those of us who don't get the attention, but whose books I think are worth reviewing and who deserve some love and some attention and some reads. I might review some older books that I find that are gems that aren't super popular. I will not be reviewing new releases, new recommended reads. I won't be reviewing classics per se. What I like to read is fantasy, a lot of fantasy. That's what I write. A little bit of historical fiction. I like character-driven stories and stories with depth and good themes to go with their action. Not literary though. Oh gosh, no. So yeah, I'm starting this channel basically to talk about those things, those undiscovered gems, and I'll probably be reviewing my own books somewhere along the way too. Gotta plug my own books. There's this whole, I don't know if I mentioned this earlier. I had to stop filming and come back here for a second. And in the meantime, I got my list of questions to go over, and some of these just seem weird to me. Like, what would you ask your favorite booktubers? I don't really follow any booktubers yet, so I don't know. Biggest challenges for the channel. Well, my biggest challenge for the channel is going to be me. I'm one of those chaotic personalities. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not tech savvy, as you can probably tell. Yeah, and I like to be organized, but if I wait for myself to be organized, then it's just not going to happen. So my greatest challenge is going to be getting over that. What kind of books do you read? I mean, the books I'm going to be reviewing, we just talked about those. What does your book collection look like? Well, I'm going to tell you, it looks like a shelf full of books. What books got you into reading? As a young reader, my mom read to me a lot, and we read a lot of, historical fiction, a lot of children's classics, a lot of adult classics. We read a lot of Boxcar Children. Probably one of my earliest favorites was Chronicles of Narnia, of course. One of my later favorites was Lord of the Rings. Surprise, surprise. Why do I love reading? I don't. Why does anybody love reading? Because we enjoy staring at paper and hallucinating for hours, I guess. Whatever. What am I most excited for? Talking about my books and my friends' books. And that's basically it. What's unique about this channel? Well, aside from doing obscure books that you've probably never heard of, I'm going to be doing as little sitting in the house at a desk or in front of a bookshelf as possible. Like, what's unique? I'm probably going to be filming outside a lot or in weird locations. I don't really have a good spot with a good backdrop in the house that also has good lighting, so I might just take my phone for a walk in the woods, or sit on the swing, or sit in my garden when it gets to be garden season. Yeah, and just weird stuff like that. I might occasionally talk about my projects like maple sap, maple syrup making and gardening, and you might get some of that on the side. And oh my gosh, that is a huge spider. Look at that thing. Anyway, that's going to be the kind of thing that makes this channel unique. So anyway, yeah, I guess that's about it. And if you guys like what you see, I hope you come back for more, and we'll see where we go with this. Till next time then.